Hello. I'm recording this because we had some technical difficulties while recording the podcast. So you will notice that about 30 minutes in, the audio changes drastically. And that is because we stopped recording on our regular podcast recording equipment and had to switch to the in-camera audio that we used to record for YouTube. So sorry about that. I've done the best I can to clean up the audio that you're going to hear about 30 minutes into this episode, but unfortunately we were sitting pretty far away from our podcast recorder, and I did not notice that it had the storage had run out, and so we just had to do the best we could. But please enjoy the rest of this episode. Sorry to pardon this interruption with my face. Anyway. Hello, and welcome to Viva La Action, the podcast where we're talking about all things action movies, the good, the bad, and the underrated. My name is Santi, and with me as always is my co-host, it's Grace.
Hello.
What's up?
Not much. I was talking to my mom about, we were just like talking about the podcast or whatever. And I was telling her like what movies we were like gonna watch, and I had mentioned that like, oh yeah, we're kind of thinking about maybe doing Lord of the Rings at one point. And she was like, "That's not kung fu." And I'm like, "Yeah, but it's action. We're an action movie podcast." And she was like, "Oh." So I think my mom for the longest time thought we only talked about kung fu movies.
Just kung fu movies?
Yeah.
Boy, High Noon must have been confusing.
I know. Well, and she did suggest a bunch of other like movies and westerns.
Oh, okay.
So I got some suggestions from my mother.
All right.
To potentially work through at some point.
All
which
right.
I'm very excited about.
You were very loud. I had to turn you down. That's okay though.
My bad.
Yes. Wait, there's lots of the nice thing about the podcast idea that I picked. It's infinite.
It is.
These movies are never going to go away.
No. People are going to be making action movies like up until the moment another meteor hits.
Yeah. We will be like doing this in 50 years, and we'll just have gotten to Die Hard. So,
well, my dad asked about that if we had done Die Hard yet.
We have not done Die Hard yet.
We meant to last year.
Can you guys not fight over that toy right by where the mic is plugged in? Okay, thank you. Dogs, everybody.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is off to a rough start.
It's okay.
That's okay. I derailed us instantly.
Yeah, that's fine. Technically, I did.
That's okay. But we can always talk about your mom. I
That's
prefer. That sounded like a your mom joke. I just meant I like your parents. They're nice people.
Yeah.
Dawn and Tom.
Yep.
Hi guys.
Shout
out to Dawn and Tom. Yes. Anyway, we're back on the couch.
Yeah, we are. Different couch this time.
Different couch this time. It's
not casting.
It's not a casting couch.
You can take that out if you want.
No, I'll leave it.
All right.
This podcast has already been cast, and nobody had to get fucked. Except for every week I get fucked. Well, yeah. I don't know where that was going. That I will cut out.
We're doing great this morning.
But Grayson, what we do on this show is every week, every episode, we go away, we watch a movie, we come back, we talk about it. It's always an action movie.
Yes.
And this week is no different because this week we watched a movie.
Yeah, we did.
Called The Forbidden Kingdom. Whoa.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah. Whoa.
Whoa.
Oh,
dude.
no. Whoa, I grabbed a staff and I'm falling.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, I'm in ancient China. Whoa, it's different here. Yes.
Yeah.
We watched The Forbidden Kingdom, which, before I forget, this was a suggestion,
It was
correct?
it was a suggestion from Aaron. Shout out, Aaron.
Thank you, Aaron. Yes. So The Forbidden Kingdom, Grayson, is a 2008 wuxia action film written by John Fusco and directed by Rob Minkoff. We'll talk about what wuxia is in a little bit.
Ooh.
And we'll also talk about how I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, but that's fine. The film stars Jackie Chan and Jet Li in their first on-screen collaboration, alongside Michael Angiorano, Liu Yifei, Li Bingbing, and Colin Chow, which, by the way, Li Bingbing may have the greatest name of all time.
I love it.
It's an incredible name.
It's fantastic.
It's fun to say.
Yep. It rolls off the tongue.
Looks great written down.
Yep.
Good on you, Lee Bing Bing.
Yeah.
On a budget, this is something I'm going to start including. On a budget of around $55 million, The Forbidden Kingdom made about $128 million at the global box office.
Fuck yeah, they cleaned up.
They did pretty good. Now, normally with movies, you also have to remember like the production budget. Like, you know, they're saying, oh, it's like $55 million. You also got to throw in some money there for marketing, right? So sometimes you can actually double your budget. So like it could be closer to 100 million. I don't think it was in this instance. Those numbers are always like, you can't track them down. But like, even if you account for like, you know, marketing, this still made a decent amount of profit. This isn't like a worldwide, you know, box office smash, but made some money.
Yeah.
That being said, would you like to guess what this movie carries on Rotten Tomatoes?
Rotten Tomatoes. I feel like the critics hated this shit. Not hated. They just were like, yeah, this is whatever. 70?
You're a little generous.
Little generous?
Yeah.
60.
Yes.
Okay.
It's got a flat 60.
Okay.
And surprisingly, the audience didn't like it that much more. It's only got a 63% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Interesting.
Audience-wise. Now, here's something that also surprised me. The film technically passes the Bechdel test. It's not really a spoiler. Sorry, one of my dogs is butt whipping the other one. Okay. Yes. So there's two female characters in this movie. One is a villain.
Oh, yes.
And one refers to herself in the third person, which
is hilarious.
Which it is hilarious, and also I don't understand.
I also don't understand.
I tried to look that up, and I couldn't find a reason for why that is a thing. It's a quirk that they just never explain. Yes, but there are two female characters, and one of them does talk to the other one.
Not a love interest.
Yes, not about a man.
Yeah, not about a man.
Now, I will say the caveat to it is that it's like a 2-line exchange. And one of them does call the other one a bitch. So, not sure. Really? Yeah, not sure how feminist this film is, but
well, based off of the very first like scene, where they drop that slur like 4 times.
Yeah,
I don't think feminism was quite on the forefront of their.
No, not necessarily, but yes. Finally, the plot synopsis from IMDb. A discovery made by a kung fu-obsessed American teen sends him on an adventure to ancient China, where he joins up with a band of martial arts warriors in order to free the imprisoned Monkey King.
Bum, bum, bum.
Bum, bum, bum. Yeah. Now, before we get further into this film, which we will do spoiler section for this because it's nearly 20 years old at this point. But that being said, there is some twists, I guess. There's like 2, maybe.
Yeah.
And we'll get to those, but before we do that, what did you think of this movie?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, I liked it. We have talked about Jackie Chan and the whole CCP thing.
Yeah.
But I will say I do love watching him work. He is a phenomenal martial artist.
Yeah.
And he is quite funny.
Yes.
So I do enjoy watching him do his thing.
Yeah.
But also, this whole CCP thing that we talked about for whatever movie.
Yeah. I don't really want to get into that in this one because we've already talked about it. But yes. I thought this was fine.
Yeah.
I don't. The sad thing is, like, I don't really have anything super interesting to say about this. And I feel bad. I'm sorry, Aaron. I wanted to like this more than I did. I will just say this. The first half I really did not like.
That's fair.
I thought it was just because it's derivative and it's quite slow. Yeah. And I think the main character is not interesting.
No.
But it does pick up in the second half.
Yes.
Like, once they're actually, like, on the way to the palace and, like, all the characters are there, I think it gets much more interesting. And I will say the other thing is that this being billed as like the movie that is like, oh, it's Jackie Chan and Jet Li together. I just don't think that pairing is very, like, they don't do anything interesting with it. No. They have one fight and it's okay.
Yeah. It's kind of like supernatural-esque.
Yeah.
Where they're like kind of like flying around all over the place. So yeah, I mean, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's nothing to write home about.
It's nothing to write home about, and this movie does run it, and we'll talk about it more later, but excuse me. This movie does run into the problem of a lot of Jackie Chan's American films, which is that it's somebody else choreographing him.
Yeah.
And I think he is better when he's choreographing himself and he's allowed to do his Jackie Chan thing.
Yeah.
Because it feels like when other people choreograph him, they like limit him, right? Because obviously they're limited by he can't do anything where he might kill himself. But
right.
He is more like when you watch like Police Story, which we talked about earlier last year. He's like hanging off buses and doing like crazy shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, you probably can't do that on an American production, but also like he feels like, I don't know, like stymied. Like it's just like he's not as funny or interesting as he is in his own movies. Man, that's not his fault. It's just that that's what happens when because American movies are so different. It's just like it's just a different vibe.
Yeah.
Yes. I forgot what else I was going to say. It doesn't matter.
It's fine.
Yes. So one thing about this, so you mentioned it. So this is a riff on what's called a wuxia film.
Okay.
It's spelled Wuxia. So wuxia. Not sure how to pronounce it. I'm sure somebody will yell at me on the internet about it.
That's what the internet is for.
Exactly. So when we think about, because we talked about this a long time ago, but I don't expect you to remember because it's not something that is important, and you.
Well, it's kind of important for this.
Not really. So when we think about like Chinese martial arts films, they kind of come in two flavors. There is what we think of as the more traditional kung fu film, which is something like what we talked about, which was the Clan of the White Lotus, right?
Right.
There might be a little bit of sprinkling of some supernaturally stuff, but it is mostly just two regular humans fighting, right? It's much more grounded. It's usually like sort of, it's a little bit more fluid in terms of like regular kung fu movies can take place anywhere from like the modern day all the way back to ancient China. And they mostly involve like martial combat, right? Like two dudes fighting with their fists. There might be a little bit of, spearing and staffing about, but there's not a lot of like sword fighting.
No.
A wuxia film is much more like, I feel like the American equivalent is kind of like the Western.
Oh, okay.
So the wuxia film is usually a historical epic. And it usually involves like either mythological or literary characters.
Gotcha.
So I'm trying to think. So a good example is like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, right?
Okay.
That's kind of the most famous like wuxia film. And the thing about these movies is that unlike the martial arts film, the kung fu film, they do get a little bit silly, right?
Yeah.
It's a lot of like dudes flying.
Yeah.
It's the classic, fighting along atop the bamboo reeds.
Yes.
And it has a lot of roots in like traditional Chinese mythology, Chinese storytelling, complex stuff that I know nothing about. So I'm not gonna comment on it too much. But what I do know is, so this is what I find kind of odd is that in the beginning of the film, the main character is like they say, like a kung fu obsessed sort of teen. But a lot of the movies that he references are not wuxia films.
Yeah.
They're like regular kung fu movies.
Like normal, yeah.
And then it transitions into being sort of this play on the like wuxia film. So that felt a little disjointed to me. But that,
okay.
For your average moviegoer, that doesn't mean anything. It's just like, that's just me specifically.
Yeah.
But yes. So, and one thing that's important to remember with this, when we talk about wuxia films, these aren't superheroes, right? Like, they're not in the way that we think about them in like the West. Like in the sense of like this kind of storytelling, these guys don't have superpowers. Like they aren't like born with a thing or like a jade gives them or whatever. This is just shit they can do. Like this is the world they live in. They can, regular people can fly and climb bamboo reeds and make a sword dance or whatever. Like it's just shit they can do.
Yeah.
Right? Everybody just accepts the fact there's a guy who is a monkey, and he
is immortal.
And he was trapped in stone, and your average person's like, yeah, he's fucking over there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They got him on display. You can go look at him.
Like, it's kind of... It takes some getting used to at first, where you're like, wait, why can he do that? They're not explaining it. It's like, they just can. Just don't worry about it, you know?
Yeah. Suspension of disbelief.
Suspension of disbelief. It's a little bit like anime takes a lot of cues from wuxia films, where it's a lot of like, a guy can just do stuff because he just learned how to do it. It's like the One Punch Man is like a riff on that, right? Like, a guy is unkillable just because he trained really hard, and he can be. Like, that's all it is. So, anyway, yes. Other stuff. Anything else you need to say before we get into spoilery stuff?
I think there was. I can't remember what it was though. So maybe I'll remember eventually.
Okay. Sorry, I was just squinting at the camera to make sure it was recording. It is indeed.
Very good.
We should be clear. I don't know if we've ever talked about this. The way we record this is on it's a Canon camcorder that I've had for close to a decade. And the screen with which we can see ourselves is about this big.
Yeah,
Yeah. And right now the camera's about 10 feet away from us.
It is.
So if we're not in frame, that's why.
Well, I mean, I can see you.
Yeah, I'm in frame. There was one instance
oh yeah, you were just like not
I was just like, as the episode went on, I just was disappearing from frame.
Yeah.
And there was nothing I could do about it.
No, that's fine.
Yes. Spoiler time.
Yeah.
Spoiler time, talking time.
Let's do it.
20-year-old movie.
Damn near
20 years old. That's crazy.
It's 17.
2008 feels like yesterday.
I remember my parents talking about the 2008 housing crisis. And and the presidential election. Yes. I remember they were like pulling up stuff to talk about it.
I remember 2008 feels so I think it's just because both you and I would have been about 10 or 11.
Yeah.
You would have been 10, I think. I would have been about 11. That it's like, that's kind of when your memory is like
it
better.
Kicks in.
Yeah, it sort of kicks in. So like, I can remember like the night Obama was elected.
Yes.
And I can remember going to see Iron Man in the theater.
Yeah.
And I can remember like all that very clear. You get any earlier than that and it's a little fuzzy. But
it's a little,
anyway, memory's funny.
Yeah.
So one thing, so there's two characters in this who are playing double duty.
Yes.
It's Jet Li and Jackie Chan.
Yes.
Shock. Now, one thing I will say, there is a twist in this movie that was not a twist to me because the Monkey King is played by Jet Li. Right.
Yes.
And when you first see him, I'm like, oh, there's Jet Li. There he is.
I found him.
So then later,
it's like a Where's Waldo?
Yeah, Where's Waldo or whatever.
Where's Jet Li?
Later, when like Jet Li gets turned to stone, I was like, oh, that's weird. I thought Jet Li was in this more.
Yeah.
But during that like little scene where he gets turned to stone, there is a part where he like makes a clone of himself.
Yeah.
And there's an obvious like he like takes one of his hairs and he puts it whatever.
Yeah.
And then like towards the end of the fight, the like clone disappears and you see the two hairs fall down.
Yeah.
And then as the Monkey King is turning to stone, he points.
Yeah.
And it's sort of like, as soon as he did that, I was like, oh, he's making a clone.
Yeah.
So then when Jet Li re-showed up, I was like, oh, there's his clone. There he is.
Yeah.
But it's like played like it's supposed to be a twist.
Yeah.
And so I was like, when that happened later on, I was like, yeah.
I got it.
I got it. That's because it's Jet Li. The monkey is Jet Li. Like, very obviously is Jet Li. So it's like, I don't know. But maybe that's just a me problem that I was like, oh, there he is.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Like I was telling you before we started recording, I don't know what the fuck Jet Li looks like. And so I didn't know who. I thought, I honestly don't. I didn't know if Jet Li was either the monkey guy or the other monk that they meet up with.
Yeah.
I assumed that the monk guy that they met up with, that was Jet Li, and then the monkey guy was just somebody else.
Actor,
just a different actor. Mainly because is this I think this is the first Jet Li movie I've ever seen.
It would certainly be on this show. We've not talked about Jet Li before. So.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's probably why, because I've never watched a Jet Li movie in my entire life.
I'm trying to think if there's any movies with him in it that you would have seen. You never seen any of the Expendables, have you?
No.
Have you ever seen? Did you watch the terrible Mulan reboot?
No.
Okay.
For good reason.
Gosh, what else is he in? What are you in, Jet Li? You never seen The One with Jet Li, where he fights a bunch of alternate universe versions of himself?
No.
We should watch that at some point. I love that movie.
Another one of my coworkers recommended another Jet Li movie.
Is it Once Upon a Time in China?
No, it is. I have it in my note.
Is it?
It is Cradle to the Grave.
Oh,
2003.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
I'm sorry, whoever suggested that. We will not be talking about that.
Fair enough.
It's not good.
Gotcha.
I mean, maybe if we're like going to talk about a bad movie, that could just be personal bias. That's one of those movies like I was talking about earlier where it's like, because here's the thing about Jet Li. We haven't really talked about Jet Li.
Yeah.
So there's kind of like, there's sort of like four major martial arts stars, right?
Yeah.
There's Jackie Chan, there's Bruce Lee, there's Jet Li.
No relation.
No relation, spelled different.
Gotcha.
Maybe that's it. There might be some modern ones that I don't know about, but that's sort of like the three big ones, right? Jet Li, Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan. And Jet Li has kind of always been the like major, because Bruce Lee, the thing about Bruce Lee is that he was the most potent combination of like skill and charisma, right?
Yes.
He looked great on screen. He was a good actor. He had a great screen presence, but also he was in real life a good martial artist, right?
Right.
And Jet Li has kind of always been, in a lot of ways, the opposite. Where, not the opposite, but he was much more one than the other. He was definitely much more of a martial artist. Like he's obviously very fast, very physical.
Yeah.
He's a great, he's very good at martial arts.
Yeah.
But his problem has always been that he's not a very good actor.
Aha.
And that's been the opinion, at least. And the way I feel is that I think he has a lot of charisma.
Yeah.
I don't know if he necessarily delivers lines very well, especially when in English, because he doesn't speak English as his first language.
Yeah.
But so with this movie, kind of like what I was talking about with Jackie Chan, I feel like a lot of the things that he's good at kind of get hamstrung in his American films. Like he's very good at acrobatics. He's very good at like the weapons arts, like spinning a staff, swinging a sword, like kicking. Like Jet Li is really known for kicking. Like he's great at doing a big long spin kick or whatever.
Yeah.
And in Cradle to the Grave and a few of his other movies that he's been in, they do that choppy thing that I hate, which is like, it's like kick, cut, punch, cut, kick, and it's like it just looks like balls. It's just and so not to rag on this movie we didn't watch, but like watching Cradle to the Grave gives me a headache because it's just like it's just not shot well. But anyway, this movie is kind of similar where I love Jet Li and I like watching Jet Li movies, but this movie feels hamstrung by they don't let Jet Li be Jet Li. He's just an actor who can do some martial arts stuff in this, and it's whatever.
Yeah.
But
no, that's fair. All this to say, yes, I've never seen a Jet Li movie. This was the first movie I've seen with Jet Li in it.
Yeah.
And so, I didn't know who Jet Li was supposed to be playing in this movie.
That's okay.
And then you told me that Jet Li plays both the monkey guy and then the other monk guy.
Yeah. And then Jackie Chan also has dual roles. So he plays the old man
Hop.
Old man Hop.
Yeah.
Who gets fucking shot.
Which is crazy.
So here's one thing. To jump all the way to the end, one thing I thought was kind of funny. There's a scene, because this is supposed to take place in Boston, I think. Boston. They all have really thick Boston accents.
Yeah.
But there's a very, it's not funny, but it is kind of like shocking where, the main character, he's like a loser. And these bullies like pressure him into like helping them rob that guy's store.
Yeah.
And during the robbery, old man Hop gets shot in the fucking chest. And you think he's going to die, right? Because he like lays him on the floor and he's like, take the staff or whatever. Yeah. Well, then later, once he comes back to the real world and he like beats up all the bullies or whatever, there's a scene where you see Hop getting wheeled into an ambulance, and the paramedic, who has like the thickest Boston accent of all time, he's like, he's gonna be fine. He missed his heart, right? And he's like, oh, thank God, or whatever. But in my head, I'm like, he's an incredibly old man who just got fucking shot. Like,
he got ventilated.
Is he gonna be fine?
Are we sure? Did we actually check?
Like, because he was laying there upwards of 15 minutes just bleeding out on the floor. And if you got an old, weak heart, which, like, he looks like he's about 100 years old.
Yeah, he looks like
hobbling.
He looks like he's about ready to just keel over any moment.
I'm pretty sure that guy's going to die on the way to the hospital. I'm not 100% sure.
I'm not holding out any hope.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know how strong this guy's heart can be when he's like, ah!
I know. I actually didn't realize that was Jackie Chan until that very end scene. Yeah. Where I like squinted and I was like, wait a minute. That's fucking Jackie Chan. Yeah. What the fuck?
That's another one of those where right at the beginning I was like, where's Jackie Chan? Oh, there he is.
Oh, there he is. I found him.
Like as soon as he started talking, I'm like, oh, that's Jackie Chan in old man makeup.
See, I did not. I only got it till the very end.
Oh, okay. That's okay.
So,
but I think that's on purpose, right? Like you're not supposed to really twig that that's him.
Yeah.
This is because this feels a little bit like, what's that fucking movie? The Wizard of Oz.
I was gonna say The Wizard of Oz or The Labyrinth.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of that, but I think what I was gonna say about the Wizard of Oz thing, it has a little bit of that DNA where it's like he wakes up and a lot of the people he saw in his dream are also people in real life.
Yeah.
So like Hop is also Lu Yuan.
Yeah.
And then the Golden Sparrow lady, she's like she also owns that shop or whatever. And it's kind of like, oh, was it real or was it all a dream? It seems like it was real because he knew Kung Fu when he came out.
But, and also he had that scratch from getting whipped.
Yes, yeah. Yes.
From the lady that also has whip hair.
That's a thing.
Yeah. It's again one of those things that like, that's just a thing that's in this.
It's just a thing that's in this universe.
So don't ask any questions about it.
Man, this is the thing. Like, this is something I have to explain to people sometimes, right? Where I've had this before where somebody will ask me like, hey, what's a good like Kung Fu movie? Or like how do I get into this kind of thing? And it's such a hard question. Gently, yeah. Because like, I'm like, what are you looking for? Yeah. Right? Like, because this shit goes deep. Yeah. Like, there is movies that I'm like, there's like every frame of this I'd have to explain. Right? Like, like there's like, man, there's shit like there's just movies where guys can just move their hair and it grabs people. There's movies where guys can just get kicked straight in the nuts and not react and nothing happens.
Because they move it.
Because they just move their nuts. Yeah, there's shit where like a guy is just like, he's a man and then he's a pot and then he's a man again and then it's like, how do you explain any of that to just a casual observer? You don't. You don't. There's a funny movie, we're going to watch it at some point. There's this movie called, what is it? Was Master of the Flying Guillotine. So, so there's the Flying Guillotine, which is its own movie, and then there's Master of the Flying Guillotine, which is sort of a sequel, but sort of not because it was made by a different company. We'll talk about all that at some point. And there's a guy in that who can do yoga, like that's his martial art, but what it means is that he's got real long, wibbly wobbly arms.
Like Mr. Fantastic?
Yeah, like Mr. Fantastic.
Oh, good.
And so there's a lot of scenes where, like, he goes to, like, do whatever, and then it just cuts, and he's got, like, real long, wibbly wobbly arms. And I'm like, if somebody walked in on me while I was watching this, they'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
What do you...
Because also it's, like, a guy in blackface, and I have to explain, like, no, I'm not cool with the blackface. Like, I'm just watching... Never mind.
Yeah, it's fine.
So, yes, there's a woman in this who can whip her hair, and it's got, like, a mind of its own. She's kind of like that. What's that comic? Medusa. She's in the Inhumans.
Yeah.
Yes. Anyway, Kung Fu movies get weird and deep, and I'm like trying to like temper us right before because I did kind of throw you in the deep end with Clan of the White Lotus, but
that's fine. Hey, that was a banger of a movie, though.
It was good, but also doesn't have any. It's not even the weirdest one I've seen. So like, we can get weirder. And we will.
I'm excited for it.
Yes. So one thing. One thing I guess we do have to. We don't have to talk about it. It's fun to talk about. This is. I guess you could call this a white savior film.
Yes.
I'm not guessing. You can call this a white savior film because it is about a white guy who is the best Chinese monk for some reason.
Somehow, this guy from Boston who's never trained a day in his life.
Yeah, this teenage dork from Boston
is somehow the prophesized savior
of ancient China for some reason. Even though there are literal immortals walking around.
Yeah, it's not one of those.
Yeah, no.
No, that would make too much sense.
They need a guy named Jason. Which is about the most, 2008 name that there could be.
Yeah.
I don't think... One thing about it is that when... Jason. Apparently, when they wrote the movie, the writer said that at one point he wanted to, make the character Chinese. He was like, I should make... Jason should be Chinese, that makes more sense. And apparently it was Jet Li and Jackie Chan who were like, no, leave him white. I'm not sure what the reasoning for that is. I tried to look into it. I couldn't find the exact interview. So, my guess would just be that I feel like with them, hello.
Good day.
Good day to you, sir. Yeah, you can sit there. That's fine. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to say?
The show. Oh, they're both here.
All right.
Okay. Anyway.
Guest star.
This is Neo, everybody. Yeah. This is my dog. One of my dogs.
One of three.
I think all three have now appeared on screen.
Yeah.
Here's August. It's dog time, everybody. Oh, all right. There you go. You guys have fun with that. Yeah. That's fine. I'm gonna drink it anyway. I don't care. Yes. Yeah, I was gonna say my guess would be that they don't seem to care about that as much as we do. Yeah. Right? The whole white savior thing. And I don't mean that in that's not a worthy discussion to have. I just mean it more so as there is a history in Hong Kong of bringing in American actors to play in films in key roles. And they don't really think it's a big deal because they're it's China. Everybody's Chinese. Whatever. There's one white guy. Who cares? Yeah. So I think for them, it's just leave him white. That's fine. That's the point of the story. Because also, I guess part of the story is it's a fish out of water story, right?
Yeah.
You could still make it with it's a modern Chinese kid or he's Chinese American, but there is something to be it's a white guy and he's totally out of his depth.
Yeah.
And he does think that it's kung fu movies and whatever are this thing, but he's he has no actual experience with it.
Right. Yeah.
I thought it would have been funny if he's I'm whatever big martial arts fan. And he gets dropped into this world of ancient China, and then he tries to do kung fu and is immediately murdered. I would have thought that would have been funny.
That would have been very funny.
He just gets speared.
Just stabbed.
Yeah, a guy just punches his head straight off his shoulders. That would be very funny. Yes. But yes, so there is that element of it, but I don't think it's necessarily doesn't take away from the movie.
No.
Really.
No, I don't think so.
I love how you guys decided to do this right here. You couldn't do this anywhere else in the entire house. This is so distracting. Oh. Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right. Everybody down. Anything else to say about white saviorism? As a white man, what do you have to say for yourself?
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Well, I don't know why we do this.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why we're like this. Actually, I do know why we're like this, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's racism.
It is racism. Sorry. I just saw something that I have to correct.
Uh-oh.
Because somebody's going to yell at me. This movie has a 63% critical score on Rotten Tomatoes and a 60% audience score. So the audience score is slightly worse than the critical score.
The fuck?
I don't know. I just saw that on my notes and I realized I said it backwards.
Oh. But also, like, the critics like this more?
Yes, and I would say the reason for that is, if I had to guess, it is because this isn't just a straight ahead, like, kung fu movie, right?
Yeah.
It is trying to be like a riff on it, because it is about a kid who's like, I love martial arts movies, and then he gets thrown into one.
Yeah, I got you.
It's kind of like the Scream of martial arts movies, right? It's like it's like somebody who's like aware of the thing that they're in.
Yeah.
But I think part of my problem with it is they don't really do anything with that.
No.
Like at the beginning, there's a little bit of like, I love kung fu, and I love the movie 10 Tigers from Kwangtung or whatever.
Yeah.
But then after that, it's like he's just like a regular guy in that world. So I don't know. Yeah. There's a little bit of he's like, whoa, he's doing Manus style or whatever. But then after that, it's like, well, but you can't do it. So
so shut up.
So shut up, bitch. Yeah. Yes. Anyway. So one thing. So we talked about like a lot of the characters in like wuxia films are based on like mythological and whatever. So pretty much every major character in this is based on somebody from either Chinese myth or from like a major literary work in China.
Yeah.
So the big one being the Monkey King, also known as Sun Wukong. He is taken directly from the novel Journey to the West by Wu Cheng'an. Now, Journey to the West, you would probably be familiar with because literally everything is based on it. Dragon Ball Z is based on Journey to the West.
Oh.
I believe Avatar is based on Journey to the West.
Damn.
Even down to like Aang uses like the staff, like that's kind of his big, like he's got like the whatever wind staff thing. Because a lot of Avatar is based on like martial arts movies and culture and whatever.
Yeah.
But I believe the base story for the Monkey King also is the story for Avatar. All kinds of stuff. Everything is based on Journey to the West. It's like this huge sweeping novel that just involves Sun Wukong like making his way through ancient China and running into all kinds of silly nonsense.
Excellent.
I would say this movie is not based on Journey to the West, but that character comes from that work. So
gotcha.
So there's that. Then Jackie Chan's Liu Yan, who in Chinese mythology is better known as Lu Dongbin. He's a Taoist saint. So Taoism, if you don't know, it's sort of a mix of Confucianism and Buddhism. It has to do with like being one with yourself, but also nature and all kinds of stuff that I don't have time to explain. So part of Taoism, they have different saints, and Lu Dongbin is one of those, and then Jackie Chan's character is kind of based on that guy.
Yeah.
Lu Yifei's Golden Sparrow character, so she's like the one that's like out to kill the Jade Warlord. She is based on a character previously played by Cheng Pei, who rest in peace. She just died last year.
Rest in peace.
So rip to her, martial arts legend. She played a character known as the Golden Sparrow in a couple of movies by a guy named King Hu. His real name is King, King, King Hu.
Wow.
Who we'll talk about it again in a minute, because he's also known for creating wuxia films. So her character is kind of based on that character. And then Li Bingbing's Ni Chang, who's like the white-haired demon lady.
Yeah.
She's a character taken from the pulp novel Bai Fa Mo Nu Zhuan by Long Yusheng. I didn't really look into that one, but that's kind of who she's based on. And then finally, so the main character, Jason Tripitakus, there is a character in Journey to the West known as the Wandering Monk Tripitaka from who's in the film. So that's kind of who he's based on as well.
Gotcha.
So yes, that's all the like kind of what they're all based on. So it's kind of like a scattershot, like Chinese myth kind of thing.
Gotcha. Okay, that's cool. I don't know any of that.
It is very similar to like how, like you've seen The Harder They Fall, the Western.
Oh
with
yeah,
Idris Elba.
yes.
It's very similar to that, where everybody in that has the name of like a historical Western character. So like
Right.
Yeah, so like I'm trying to think of a good example. Like Jonathan Majors, Boo. His character is I can't remember his character's name, but he's based on a famous like black sheriff who existed in real life and like whatever. But they take all those characters and they kind of throw them all together as like a what if scenario. It's like, oh, what if all these guys met? Like, what would that look like? This feels similar to that, where it's like, what if the Monkey King met Lu Yuan and that white-haired lady? It's like, hey, we're doing it. You know, it's like Avengers Endgame for Chinese myth guys. I don't know.
For martial arts fans.
Yeah. Which is funny because I feel like that's what Kill Bill is. It's like just a big mix of references. So it's funny that we watch these in tandem.
Yes.
Speaking of which, there's another Kill Bill connection in this.
Oh, really?
I'm not expecting you to know it, but Yen Wu Ping, who did the fight choreography in this film, he also did the fight choreography in Kill Bill.
Oh!
In both of them. So
good shit.
He's very famous as a fight choreographer. Actually, oh my god. This is the third movie of his we've watched this year because he also did it for Yip Man.
Oh! Damn, he's everywhere. Good on you, bro.
He also directed a Yip Man spin-off film. So there's 4 Yip Man films, but then there's one called Master Z, and it's based on a character in the third one. He directed that movie. Yeah, Yen Wu Ping's been all over the place. He also did the fight choreography for The Matrix, for Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. He's just one of those guys. Like, if you're watching a really good martial arts movie and you're like, yeah, the martial arts in this is great, it's probably Yen Wu Ping. It's just...
just assume that it is.
Just assume it is.
And then when you find out that it actually is, you're like, I'm not surprised.
Also, what I love about him is that he's one of those dudes who, like, despite the fact he's been working in Hollywood for any number of years, and despite the fact that, like, he's had plenty of time, he just refuses to learn English, which I just love.
Yeah.
Every time he was in an interview, he's like talking in Mandarin, and he's just like, I will not learn English.
Yeah.
I'm just like, not gonna do it.
I think it's kind of an ass language anyway.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of like Bad Bunny. Like, Bad Bunny just refuses to speak English. I just think that's so funny.
Good for you, Bad Bunny.
Yeah, good for you, Bad Bunny.
If you haven't listened to Bad Bunny's music, go listen to his music.
Yeah, if you haven't listened to the most listened to artist on planet Earth.
If you've lived under a rock.
Yeah. Well, second to Taylor Swift now, I think. But,
oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, for a long time, this is a fun fact for everybody to put in your pocket. Because Spotify tracks, like, the most listened to artists, you know, globally. And for, like, 10 years straight, it was Bad Bunny. Just
wow.
Well, and you have to think about, he's not just popular here. He's popular in all of Latin America, which is, you know, like 1 billion people. So,
yeah, that'll do it.
That'll do it. So it was him for a really long time, and then just like 2 years ago, Taylor Swift usurped him as the most listened to artist on Spotify.
Damn it! Hey, get out there, go listen to Bad Bunny.
Go listen to Bad Bunny.
We gotta go put him back on top.
Let's make somebody weird the most listened to person. Let's make Psy, the Korean pop star. Make him the most listened to artist on Spotify. Do you remember for a while when Gangnam Style was the most watched video on YouTube?
That shit was crazy.
Yeah.
I think I watched it at least twice.
I've seen it many times. Yeah. Oh, I just turned my mic off. Gangnam Style.
Yeah, was that also 2008?
No, that was 2013.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was like 2012, 2013. Okay, yeah.
Something like that.
I remember being in high school.
The funny thing to me about, because like full disclosure, my wife's a big fan of K-pop, right?
Yeah.
So she listens to BTS and a couple other K-pop things. What's funny to me about Psy is that I remember when Gangnam Style came out, everybody was like, oh my god, like K-pop is like so weird. Like this. I'm like, no. K-pop is just like regular pop music. Psy is very weird.
Yes, that's like you are including a weirdo into what is usually just like a normal genre.
Normal genre. Like there's tropes that go along with that, but like Psy is his own beast. Like Gangnam Style went viral because of the weirdness of that guy. Not because that's what K-pop is like. Yeah. K-pop more or less is just like regular pop music. But
with phenomenal dance choreography, I might add. This shit, like, I don't listen to K-pop at all. Yeah. But I will give them this. Their dance choreography is crazy good.
It is crazy. It's a fascinating world, K-pop, because like I'm gonna get into this for a second.
Let's do it.
Everybody brace. I'll put a time code on screen right here. That's when K-pop talk ends. K-pop is so fascinating to me because, like in the U.S., right, we have like Like if I'm a pop star, right? I'm like, I write an album, I record it, and then my record company that I'm signed with is like, yeah, we'll publish your record, and they'll publish a certain amount of records, right? And usually with that, it's like, we'll give you, you know, we'll have you do a press tour, and you'll like do whatever, and we'll schedule your tour for you and whatever. And maybe if they're like super inclined, they'll book like, you know, like whatever for you, like, you know, like publicity stuff, right? Yeah. The idol system in Korea and also in Japan is so weird because it's like they like own you. It is like if you are signed to a contract, they like control it's like your image, like who you hang out with, what you eat, who you're dating, like God damn. It's just this fascinating thing, and it's like they merchandise like everything. It is like, and the way people eat it up is just fascinating. It's like, you know, they'll release like their album, but they release like 4 different versions of it, right? Wow. Because each one comes with a different photo card. And like the photo cards, they're like trading cards, like for K-pop artists, but it's just like a photo of the person. Yeah. But like each one has like a different one and might have a different member, or it's like whatever. And you've got like these like, because it's kind of like how like boy bands are formed here, but like to a lesser extent where like they don't like form naturally. It's like they do an audition. They're like, we're doing a new band. Everybody come audition, and it's like some are singers, some are rappers, some are whatever. Yeah. But then like they'll form like the group, and then the group is there for a long time, and then they might all do solo stuff, and then they all come back. It's just, I don't know. It's a fascinating world. That's crazy. It's terrifying, but it's fascinating. Yeah. Huh. Interesting. Anyway, that's enough K-pop talk. Yeah.
And K-pop talk ends now.
It ends now. Please no one get mad at me. Yeah. Don't tell BTS Army that I was talking about them. Yeah. Even if it was positive. Yeah. Excuse me.
Or neutral.
Yeah, it was mostly neutral.
Yeah, we weren't like shit talking you guys.
Please don't dox me. Yes. Anything else you have to say? Sorry, everyone. Grayson was letting out some air. Yeah. They sat on a needle.
Yeah.
Deflating.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't even remember. I don't know how we got on the topic.
I don't know. I can't remember.
We started talking about Bad Bunny for some reason.
Oh, yeah. Bad Bunny.
I did enjoy... Well, okay. I don't know how, like... Because the Jackie Chan's character was supposed to do, like, drunken...
Yeah, drunken master kung fu, yeah.
Kung fu. And, like... The very first time we see him, he kind of does that. Yeah. But then I don't know if he sticks with it.
No, after that, he's kind of doing different styles.
Yeah, and so I was like, because we don't see Drunken Master a whole lot, and I like it. I think it's a very fun martial arts. Yeah. So, yeah, you guys should have done more of that.
Yeah, everybody, that's true. I think if you like that drunken style... There's a lot of classic kind of martial arts movies with him, including 2 Jackie Chan films. Oh. So there's Drunken Master, and then there's Drunken Master 2, which is sort of a reboot of Drunken Master, because they also did some sequels, like without Jackie Chan. Oh. It doesn't matter. Yeah. It's confusing. Anyway, both of those are pretty good. So you can check those out if you want more Drunken Master stuff. Oh, yeah. But I agree. I was like, I love this style. Like, it's so fun. And it's just interesting and unique, and then they just kind of abandon it, and he starts just doing like Tiger style and stuff. Yeah, which is fine, but I don't know. We do get to see some fun styles in this.
We do.
There's Tiger, like I mentioned.
Yeah. There's Mantis.
Mantis, Jet Li does Mantis. Yeah. You see Crane at one point.
Yes.
There's another one. Oh, I think one of them does Buddha Palm. Oh, which is not real. I don't think is a real technique, but you also get to see some like 8 diagram pull stuff. It's fun. It's a good time.
Yeah, it's a nice little showcase of a bunch of different styles, which is I think kind of cool.
Yeah, I think you see a little bit of Iron Armor too. Oh. There's like the part where like the guy does like this and he like gets kicked in the nuts. Love it. I love as a kung fu movie nerd. I fucking love anytime there's like. Somebody's got like a style. They got a specific style. I love that shit. Mm-hmm. I eat that shit up. Which like, I know none of that's real, but oh my god, it's so much fun.
Yeah. Oh, it's very fun.
Yeah. That's part of what I loved when we talked about Clan of the White Lotus.
Mm-hmm. Like, I loved the, like, he's doing Tiger, but then he realizes he can't beat, Pai Mei with it, so he has to switch to Crane.
Yeah.
And, like, he's got to learn Crane style, and, like, I don't know. I love that shit. Okay. Speaking of, so I wanted to do something with you.
Yes.
Not really with you, but I'm going to do something at you, I guess. I'm introducing a new segment to this show. And I'm going to put a little jingle in, and it's called That's a Reference.
Okay.
And it's because that's a reference. Okay. So I'm going to talk about some references.
Yes. Very good.
So the first one, there's a part where, if you remember, so the Golden Sparrow, she, part of her point is she wants to kill the Jade Emperor.
Yes.
Because he killed her family.
Yes.
And there's a part where she, like, finally gets to the palace.
Yeah.
And she takes out the pin from her hair. And then she, like, throws it.
Yeah.
And when the person, like, looks at her and she says, "Come drink with me." Do you remember that part?
Oh. This was at the end when he...
This is sort of at the end, yeah.
Okay.
She says, "Come drink with me."
No.
You don't remember that?
Well, I remember it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, well, so that is a reference to a film called Come Drink With Me. Which was directed by King Hu, who I mentioned earlier.
Nice.
It is a very early Shaw Brothers movie.
Hell yeah.
And it stars a character who is very similar to the Golden Sparrow.
Oh.
So that was kind of just like a very on-the-nose reference, but I had that Leonardo DiCaprio moment where as soon as she said it, I pointed. And
yeah, that's pretty cool.
Which everybody should go watch Come Drink With Me, because it fucking rules.
Hell yeah.
So there's three, or I think... I don't know if I've seen 2 or 3 King Hu films, but they've all been good. And the 2 that I've definitely seen are Dragon Inn and Come Drink With Me. And they're both incredible, so everybody should go watch those.
Oh.
I think they were shot in Taiwan, but they're very beautiful films. King Hu is a very odd film director, but we'll talk about him at some point if we cover one of his movies.
Yeah.
I also just love that his name is King Hu.
Yeah.
And I want to talk about it all the time.
That's fair.
Okay, this next thing... Well, we talked about the Drunken Master thing. That's kind of a reference to, like, Jackie Chan being in those Drunken Master films.
Yeah.
There's 2 movies that he references at the beginning. So if you remember, he goes in to Hop's store, and he's like, "Oh, you've got these 2 movies."
Yeah.
So the 2 he references, one is 10 Tigers from Kwangtung.
Yeah.
That's notable, if only because... It was, like, one of the first Shaw Brothers movies to, like, bring together kind of all of its big actors.
Yeah.
So I think it reunited, like, Gordon Liu with the Venom Gang, who is, like, this, like, group of 5 actors who were really big at the time. I think Alexander Fu Shang is in it and a couple others. None of this means anything to you, but there's somebody out there who loves all of this.
Yeah.
But the reason that I bring that up is because this movie is, like, the first union of Jackie Chan and Jet Li.
Right.
And so referencing that movie is kind of like a nod to that. The other one he references, I think, is called The White-Haired Widow. And that is a reference to the character we meet later who has, like, the white hair thing.
Yeah.
Because it's similar to that film. And then finally, and this is my longest thing, and I need everyone to understand how much work I put into this.
Okay, bring it on.
So at the beginning... So we get, like, the opening scene where we meet the Monkey King, and he's, like, fighting on the cloud. And then it cuts to Jason waking up, and we see his, like, wall, and it zooms in on one of the posters, and then it starts the opening credits.
Yes.
And the opening credits are these, like, animated martial arts movie posters. So I tried to find every single poster.
Oh, shit.
That it references. Some of them I knew straight up.
Yeah.
I was just like, I know that one. Some of them I had to do a little bit of research. 2 of them I had to reverse Google image search. So
wow,
I actually put effort into this just for this one stupid segment.
Bring it on. Let's hear it.
So here are the movies that it references. So the first one is Legendary Weapons of China.
Okay.
Which is a Shaw Brothers. They're pretty much all Shaw Brothers movies. Gordon Liu is in that movie. It's very good. The next one is Fist of Fury, which is the Bruce Lee film. I believe it's his first movie.
Oh, shit.
Yes, I think so. The next one is Come Drink With Me, which we've already talked about. The third is Journey to the West, which was actually a TV series. from the 80s. That was one of the hardest ones to track down because I was like, I know that pig man is like in that story, but I didn't know which adaptation it was.
Gotcha.
So it's the one from the 80s, so everybody can look that up. The next was Fist of Legend, which is a Jet Li film. So there's like a shot where there's like a guy kicking. That's Jet Li in Fist of Legend. The next was The Flying Guillotine.
Nice.
We've referenced many times and have not watched yet.
Yep.
The next was the one-arm... Oh, so there was The Flying Guillotine. Then there was a movie I could not identify.
Yeah.
I just was looking at posters.
Yeah.
And I spent like an hour trying to find this movie. Couldn't find it.
Yeah.
So I have no idea what that one is if somebody can help me out. It's like a purplish poster and there's a guy with a knife and he's like kicking and then behind him there's a guy getting kicked in the face. And I couldn't find it.
Yeah.
Then it was The One-Armed Swordsman, which is a movie we will watch at some point because I want to talk about its star. The next was Drunken Monkey, which is a movie that kind of came at like the tail end of the Shaw Brothers experience. Then it was 36 Chamber of Shaolin, my t-shirt.
Excellent.
Which is a very famous monumental martial arts movie. Then it was Enter the Dragon, Bruce Lee's biggest movie. And then finally, the last poster is Challenge of the Masters, which is a movie I have not seen, but is also a Shaw Brothers film. So that's all that effort that I put into that.
Hell yeah. Good on you.
Yeah, thank you. Yes. A lot of effort for this movie nobody has watched in probably 20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a reference.
Hell yeah.
A jingle's going to go in there somewhere.
Excellent.
All right, Grayson, what else you got? Hit me with something.
I
I don't want to just end on being like, yeah, it's fine.
But that's kind of the problem.
That is
like it is. It's like, and what are you grumbling about?
It's just life is hard.
Yeah, you hard. Yeah, it wasn't bad.
No, not at all.
But it wasn't like I wasn't like blown away by any means.
No.
I will say the villain. I love that the villain was like in like light drag.
Yeah, he is.
I thought that was very funny.
He is in light drag.
His eyeshadow and eye makeup
was popping.
On point.
On fleek, as the kids used to say. Yeah,
used to say. Oh God, we're old.
That's gonna make me. We just lost our 18 and under audience.
Yeah, you said fleek. And
I said
went,
fleek. They went, oh, this guy's old.
Yeah,
this guy's ancient.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was also just kind of a bitch.
Yeah, but he's also kind of nothing.
Yeah,
you don't really get any.
What is he mad about?
I don't know.
Monkey King had like whimsy.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, because that's the thing. The whole point, he praises the Monkey King just because he's like a larrikin. He's just he's just loving life. You know?
Yeah, he's a jester.
Yeah, he's just smiling. He's slapping his ass. You know, he's like he's having a great time.
Right? Like why are you condemning the court jester?
Yeah, I know.
To being stoned. The court jester was what keeps the king happy.
Yeah. In between his 300-year meditation or whatever the hell that guy was up to.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe develop a sense of whimsy.
Yeah.
And then maybe you'll be okay.
Yeah, maybe get that stick out of your ass.
Literally.
The Jade Warlord.
Jesus.
God.
What a bitch.
Also, I like how... So at the beginning, because when they're... I know this is just a function of this is like mythological and it's not supposed to make sense. I like how they're like, well, he puts the Monkey King in stone because the Monkey King's immortal and he can't die. And then later they're like, yeah, you can kill an immortal. You just need this jade dart.
You need any amount of jade.
Yeah.
And you just kill him.
It's like, oh, so you can? So then why did he put him in stone? Like, can you just not kill the Monkey King? Like,
yeah.
That I didn't understand.
Yeah, that was kind of weird. I did pick up on that.
Also, why is he a king? He's just a monkey.
Yeah, he's just like a guy. I don't know.
What did he do?
Literally.
Anyway. Love the Monkey King. Big fan of that guy.
Yeah. What a crazy goofy guy.
What a goofy guy.
Yeah.
Also, I want to say too, when I first watched this, I was like, because I watched it kind of earlier this week, so I would have some time to like stew on it.
Yeah.
I was like, in the meantime, I should like watch some other Monkey King stuff. And I just didn't. So
well,
I've never really seen any Monkey King stuff besides like Dragon Ball. So I got no. I got no.
Watch Dragon Ball.
I've seen a little bit of Dragon Ball, OG Dragon Ball, a little bit of Dragon Ball Z.
I've never seen it.
I'm up with dudes screaming for a whole episode and powering up, which is mostly what Dragon Ball is.
I've never seen a single goddamn episode of Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
I assumed that the only thing that happens for their 20-minute episodes.
Yeah.
The only thing that happens for 20 minutes is they like from the opening to the very end is they just sort of sit there.
Yeah.
Powering up and then roll credits.
Yeah, pretty much. That's most
That's
of it.
it? Okay.
Yeah.
Somebody's probably going to yell at us and go,
actually. Here's the thing. Did you know that Goku has a tail?
What?
Yeah. Because, again, it's supposed to be based on Journey to the West. And so Goku is like a monkey guy. He's like a gorilla man. Yeah. You didn't know that? He can turn into a gorilla. You can look. He doesn't do it as much anymore because they've kind of gone away from that. But
what?
Yeah, when you first meet Goku, he has a tail. He gets it cut off at some point. But
this guy.
Yeah.
This guy.
Yeah. He turns into a monkey man. He can. I don't think he does it as much anymore because he's gone Saiyan. And so. But the Saiyans originally could turn into monkeys.
What?
Yeah.
That Super Saiyan God. He just glows orange.
No, but he can also turn into a monkey.
Wait,
I'm not making this up.
Hold on. Goku. What the goddamn hell?
Yeah.
This is it?
Yeah. Yeah, he can turn into a monkey. He doesn't do it as much anymore, but he can. Him and Gohan, I think. Both
Look at this fucking...
Yeah. That's a good image.
That's horrible.
Is Gohan his son? I think so. He can do it too. I think so can Vegeta. Wait, is Vegeta the other Saiyan? I think he is. Dragon Ball is incredibly confusing.
What? Wait, what? What's that other guy's name? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know jack about shit. I don't know. Which one is it?
Oh yeah, Vegeta's the other, yeah. He's this guy. He's a Saiyan.
He looks like a dork.
Oh yeah.
He scares me a little bit.
Now there's another one.
What are with the fucking shoulder pads?
I don't know. Goku or...
Bro.
No, Saitama's from One Punch Man. It doesn't matter. We're getting in the weeds here.
Yeah. Anyway, Jesus. Yeah, I've never seen a single goddamn episode of Goku.
Of Goku. Dragon Ball. That's like when people call Zelda Link or Link Zelda.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball is based on Journey to the West, technically.
Okay.
You wouldn't know it now because again, it is now just mostly dudes screaming and powering up, but.
For 20 minutes.
For 20 minutes,
nothing happens.
I tell you what, man. There are some dudes who just like they love Dragon Ball.
Oh, I know.
There's some guys who love that fucking show.
I knew like at least 3 different people in my high school that was their personality.
Yeah, Dragon Ball. Yeah, they love that shit. I knew some guys who like were like bodybuilder, like athletic types, and they just fucking love the shit out of Dragon Ball. They just like. That's their fucking thing. And you know what? Good on them.
Yeah.
Those guys have always been kind of pleasant. So.
Yeah, I'm not going to like tell you that you're like a weirdo for that. It's just like, good for you. Yeah. I've never watched it. I probably will never watch it.
Yeah. I'd rather hang out with a Dragon Ball person than an anime person. Because I feel like they're different,
Okay.
Like, I'd rather hang out with a Dragon Ball guy than like a weeb. Like, I just, quite frankly... Not to alienate our listeners, but people who are like a little too into Japanese stuff, like anime, it's like I don't. Yeah. I want some distance from those people.
Yes.
Like a guy who's just like really into Dragon Ball, I'm cool with that, man. You seem fine. Like
all right. So what about Naruto versus Dragon Ball?
I'd rather hang out with a Dragon Ball. I don't know. Naruto kids always seem nice. Like I've interacted with a lot of Naruto people. Generally speaking, they seem nice, but generally speaking, they also seem a little stinky. And I just
I knew there's this group of 3 dudes in high school, and they genuinely would Naruto run everywhere.
Yeah,
and you could tell when they walked in the room.
Oh boy, yeah,
it was rough.
Yeah, Naruto people are real. That's a spectrum there.
Yeah, if you are not one of those people, we're not talking about you.
No,
we're talking about the ones that take it a little too seriously.
Yes, yeah, yes, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
It's just a show.
It is just a show. Naruto's funny because like I feel like Naruto is like so far removed from like what it started out as. It's kind of like Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Like Naruto started as like it was just like it was like a magic thing. Like because Naruto was like, you know, he's like a kid and he's got like a demon in him or whatever. And that was like the thing. And then it became about like ninjas and like, you know, like ninja clans and they all like do whatever. And then it's back to like demons and shit. And now there's, what is it? Boruto, which is his son. It's like, I don't know.
Boruto?
Is it Boruto?
I think so. That sounds right. I don't know. Also, why is One Piece going for so long?
Like, where are they gonna find that fucking shit?
What my roommate always says, she always says, if I was in One Piece, I would have found it by now.
Yeah, where are you gonna find that shit?
It would have taken me an episode.
Because what is it they're looking for? It's like
the One Piece. I don't know.
Just find it.
It's not that hard.
How big is the ocean? Just find it.
Yeah, it cannot be that fucking hard.
Did you know? Sorry, we're talking about a lot about anime for some reason. Did you know that the One Piece guy, what's his name?
I don't know.
I can't remember his name. Do you know he's like a Gumby guy? He's like all like stretchy. Like that's his thing. Yeah.
I did not. I thought he was just like a pirate.
No.
I don't know anything.
Because the part of the thing about One Piece is that like at the beginning they all eat this like fruit that like gives them different abilities.
Okay.
And his is that he's like stretchy.
What the fuck?
He's like a Gumby guy. He's like, you know. Yeah.
Well, okay. What is the One Piece supposed to do anyway?
It grants a wish or something. I don't know. It's like the Dragon Balls. They can do whatever. It doesn't matter.
Bro, give up.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's been 1,000 episodes.
My God.
Give up.
There's so much.
You're not going to find it.
I know.
I think they're almost on 2,000. Hold on.
There's too much. Whatever it is. Just find the fucking thing.
Or don't.
Shit.
Or don't. Like, you've
give up at this point.
like I'm all for quitting.
Yeah.
Like, I think you're allowed to just quit at this point.
Yeah. I feel like, because sometimes people make this comment that, like, American media, like...
Fucking God.
Jesus Christ. There's 1,100 episodes of that show. That's insane.
That can't be right.
There's, like, because American media, we tend to do, like... We, like, make too much of certain things, right? Like, we refuse to let it die.
Yeah.
And there's, like... But I feel like we are somewhere between the British system... Which is like, you make 3 episodes of something, and it's incredible, and then it goes away, and you never see it again.
Yeah.
We're between that and the Japanese system, which is make 10,000 episodes.
Yeah.
And then make 10,000 more after that.
Never let it
die. Never let it die. Your main character will be dead and resurrected 50 times by the time you're done with this show.
You will have to recast the main character.
This show will not end until you die. Like, I feel like we can find a happy medium here.
I think so. Listen, I think if you're doing 20-minute episodes, I think 10 seasons.
Yeah.
10 seasons of 15 episodes.
Yes.
That's great. If you're doing 45, just cut it in half.
Yes. Yeah.
5 seasons, 7 episodes a season, call it a day.
Yes, I agree. That's why whenever people, like, because again, I want to be clear, I am not an anime person. Like,
same.
At all. I can't, it's not my thing.
Yeah.
Like, and there's some anime that I like, but a lot of it I just am like, whatever.
Yeah.
So whenever people recommend one to me, and I'm like, apprehensive about it. I'll look up and I'll be like, "Oh, you want me to watch all 500 episodes of this?"
I don't think so.
No, I will not be doing that. I watched
not in your life.
I watched a lot of Naruto back in the day, and like you were saying, it is so much of like two guys will be doing a battle, and the whole episode is them going like, "Okay, and the next move I make, I'm gonna move slightly to the left, and I'm gonna use my shadow jutsu to like grab his whatever," and then the episode ends, and then it's like another. It's like
and then you have to wait for the next episode to actually watch him make that one move in 20 minutes.
Yeah, and after like 2 episodes, I'm like, I can't fucking do this. I can't do this. This is too like.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I would honestly rather I'd rather read the manga.
Yeah, because at least you're getting like the whole thing and like yeah. Sorry, anime people.
Yeah, and I do want to say, if you love anime, good on you.
Good for you.
Power to you.
Yes.
I have a friend who is caught up on One Piece.
That's insane.
It's absurd.
I don't.
So, like, power to you
to
if you are, like, if you do commit to all of that. I just can't.
I could never.
It's so hard.
I could never.
I can barely do 4 seasons of a show.
I Supernatural was a task. And that is 15 seasons. And it's like, oh boy.
For me, it's only like 9.
Yeah.
Because I kind of just stop around season 10.
Boy,
11.
It's like hard keeping up with the bear. And that's like 6 episode seasons.
Yeah.
I just don't have time.
Yeah. So yeah. Good on you, anime people. You guys are fucking troopers. This shit's confusing as hell, and if I was in One Piece, I would have found it by now. So.
Yeah, I also would have found the One Piece. And I simply would have played Blue Eyes White Dragon in Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, exactly. I would have just gone to a card store, bought the single, and then just put it in my deck.
I just would have put it in my deck. I simply would have beat Yugi.
like what? Like it's hard?
Yeah, I simply would not have had one of the ancient Egyptian artifacts with me.
I just would have built the meta...
Yeah. I would have gone on Reddit.
Figured out what was meta at the time, and then just built that.
And then just built that deck. Yeah, because I live in the real world.
What's the fucking... Where you have to assemble all 5 fucking pieces?
Oh, the Exodia?
I just would have gotten Exodia.
I simply would have bought Exodia. Yeah. I love how oh my god, we're so far away from where we started. I love that in Yu-Gi-Oh! At the very beginning, they're like, Yugi gets the 5 pieces of Exodia.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh my god, this hand is unbeaten. Yeah. Like, you can't. And so a character literally just takes the cards and throws them in the ocean. And like, from then on, they're just like, we built the one. And it's like, it's a card. Just print another one.
Also, I really find it funny that at this point in time, like the actual TCG, Exodia is not viable.
No.
Because
you can't use
it. The way that Yu-Gi-Oh! Is played now, if you go first, you win.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's it. Like, if you go first and your opening hand has all the pieces you need, you win.
Yeah. Yu-Gi-Oh's crazy.
It is so... Have you tried reading a modern Yu-Gi-Oh card? You can't.
It's like the print is about this small.
The print is 2-point font.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh used to be good back in the day when you'd go for 60 rounds. And the person who won was the one who just didn't run out of cards.
Yeah. The person that didn't deck themselves.
Yeah.
That was the winner.
Yeah, you kept like 1 life point and you just defended the shit out of yourself and you won that way.
Yeah.
Oh, Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, crazy shit.
Yeah. Card games are a whole other thing that we shouldn't even get into.
Oh, I could talk for days about fucking Magic and oh my god.
Okay, the Forbidden Kingdom.
Yes.
We're back.
So, more timestamps for talking about anime and Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah. There's going to be a thing at the bottom, just a scrolling text. It says, skip here if you want to skip Yu-Gi-Oh! Talk. Okay.
Yes,
Forbidden
Kingdom.
What would you rate this fucking movie out of 10?
Okay. I am... This might be high.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to give it a solid 7.
Okay.
Only because I really like the fight choreography. I know that...
That's fair.
Jackie Chan didn't get to like do his own thing, and he was kind of like whatever. But like that first long fight scene between him and Jet Li, I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that, and I enjoyed the big fight scene at the very end. I also very much liked that when Jason got back to Boston, he got to kick those dudes' ass.
Yes.
Like, handedly. I thought that was very funny.
Yes.
Because that dude was a prick.
Yeah, he fucking
hated him. I think the story is interesting. I think it could have been done a little bit better.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna say just a solid flat 7.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I don't know. This is like I'll split the difference. It's like a 6.5.
6.5.
And the main thing I'll say is that I just think the first half was really weak.
Yeah.
But I do think it picks up, and I was enjoying it by the end.
Yes.
I was a little bit like, at the beginning.
Yeah.
But I did have a good time. Like, I didn't regret watching it by the end. And I did like it. I think I have a certain, it's one of those weird movies where I'm like, this is not, it's somewhere between this was not made for me.
Yeah.
And this was trying to be made for me.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, it feels like it wants to be for martial arts fans.
Yes.
But also wants to be for average, everyday, run-of-the-mill moviegoers. And it's like, I feel like that's a hard balance to strike,
Yeah.
I feel like you almost have to go full, Rush Hour, right? Where it's this is just an American action film and we've put Jackie Chan in it.
Yeah.
Or you gotta go Kill Bill, where it's just, this is just wall-to-wall martial arts weirdness, right?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that middle ground is just not as interesting. So,
and it feels like it's kind of hard to do.
Yeah, but that is also a me problem, right?
Yeah.
Like, I just,
that's
I don't know. But I did like it.
Yeah.
I liked it more than I didn't like it.
There you go.
Which is why it gets a 6.5.
There you go. Average of 6.75.
Yes, there you go. Perfect. Which is kind of what the critics gave it.
Well, there you go.
Like a 63 or whatever.
Yeah.
Yes.
There you go.
All right, everybody. Oh. What are we barking about? Got anything to say? I guess not. Okay. Well, that brings us to everybody's favorite section of the show.
Let's go.
It's called Editor's Picks!
Let's go.
Let's go! Yes, this is the section of the show where we'd recommend you something to watch, read, or listen to.
Yep.
Or play, or experience. This week, I'm recommending Blowjob.
Nice.
I'm cutting that out. What do you got?
Well, on the topic of card games, I will recommend Magic the Gathering.
Okay.
I will say, be very careful going into it because it can give you a crippling addiction.
Yes.
Buy singles.
Okay.
If you do actually want to build a collection, buy packs, buy booster boxes, all that kind of fun stuff. If you are just looking to play the game, buy singles, proxy shit. You do not have to spend like $100 on a single piece of rectangular cardboard. It is absurd that cards get that expensive. It doesn't make any fucking sense.
No.
It, again, is just a piece of cardboard.
Yes.
There is a new set that just released, or it's going to release next week, Tarkir Dragonstorm. It is the only... it is the second and last in-universe Magic the Gathering set getting released this year. Everything else is Universes Beyond, and they all kind of suck. As much as I love Spider-Man and Avatar: The Last Airbender, I don't know why we are doing this.
Yeah.
Give me more in-universe Magic shit, because the actual Magic lore is bonkers crazy.
Yeah.
So, this will probably release after anybody can do pre-releases, which is fine. Just go play Tarkir.
Yes.
Go to your local game store, support them, get Tarkir. It is such a fun set. I did get to do a pre-release yesterday. We're recording this on a Sunday. Yesterday was Saturday. Got to play with the new cards. Super fun, super cool. Go check it out.
Yes, absolutely. Actually, you just made me think of something. I try not to get too into the weeds on what's happening in the world around us, because people get mad at me. No, that's not true. I just also don't want to isolate people. But here's the thing: the U.S. economy is weird right now.
Yes, it's in shambles.
And so, without getting too much into it, what you just said is resonating with me. Support your local things,
yes.
Whatever it is, because they're probably going to go through a hard time in the next little while. So if you're a gaming fan, go support your local game store, your local comic shop, your local mom and pop grocery store.
Yes.
Yes, things are about to get expensive, and it sucks. I wish there was more I could do about it, but it is where we are. And if you want these things to stay afloat, you have to support them. So
yes. The big corporations are going to be fine.
Yeah. Yes.
Don't go to.
Don't worry about Walmart. They'll be fine.
They're going to be okay. Go. Like if you know somebody who owns a local shop, go support them.
Yes,
please.
Yeah, and again, if you're like in my world where you love this kind of stuff that we just talked about all episode, if there is a local video store, a local poster shop, a local whatever, just go throw them some singles. Or if they have your local weird cinema, we've all got one.
Oh
we've got the Guild here in Albuquerque.
Yep.
Go support them. Just go watch something weird on a weekday.
Go look at all the showings for like a weekend and then just roll a dice.
Yeah, just it's because it's good. Just support your community, and you know what? It feels good. It feels good too.
It feels wonderful every time I go because I support Duke City Games.
Yes.
I've met the owner a couple times. He is a wonderful person.
Yeah.
And I always feel good buying from him because I'm like, I know my money's going to a good place.
Yes. And that also brings me, before I get to my recommendation, you are never ever obligated to donate to this show.
Oh, we not even a little bit.
We don't need your money. We both have jobs.
Yes.
But if for some reason you do feel obligated to do it, you can do that at ko-fi.com/Viva La Action.
Yes.
Obviously, things are getting expensive for us too, so we don't mind a little extra cash.
Right.
That's not to guilt you. That's just to say,
if you have the means, it is appreciated.
Feel free. Yeah.
And even if it's like $1.
And I want to say too, it's not a subscription.
No.
This is a one-time thing. If you just want to donate, throw $1 our way.
Yeah.
We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
this whole thing is for fun.
It is for fun.
We're not doing this to make money.
No, and it's for free.
Yeah.
Because I hate advertising.
Yeah.
Yes. Anyway,
as much as it would be nice to have advertising money.
Oh my god, it'd be so nice.
I think if anybody wanted to advertise us, it'd be Tubi. I would take.
But see, here's the thing.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I know. I hate to do this. I would not take Tubi's money because they're owned by Fox Corp.
Ah, shit. Never mind.
Yeah. So Rupert Murdoch, famous Australian Fox News conglomerate.
Yuck.
Lunatic. Technically owns Tubi. So I'm fine watching on Tubi because whatever. But I would never take their money.
Right.
Anyway, sorry.
No,
I wish we could take Tubi's money.
If I had known.
That's okay. Well, now you do. And we've never taken their money because they've also never offered. So
correct.
No one ever has.
Yeah. No. Mainly because I was watching one of our little shorts.
Yeah.
On YouTube. We're fucking dumb.
We're dumb and weird. Yeah. And strange.
Yeah.
And
nobody wants to give us money.
No. Yeah.
Which is fine.
No. We're not very sponsorable. We're not like hunky hot blonde people.
No.
We're just two creeps on a couch.
I know.
Yes. Anyway.
Support local.
So the movie that I was going to recommend is a film called Beach of the War Gods. I know, crazy ass title.
I gotta look this up. What the fuck?
I've been watching it because I'm planning to do a little mini marathon for us later this year. So I'm kind of doing some preliminary research.
Okay.
So Beach of the War Gods is a film directed by Jimmy Wang Yu, who I want to talk about at some point. He's a fascinating man. He's kind of like the proto Bruce Lee. Before he did some weird stuff and banished himself to Taiwan. But Beach of the War Gods, it's a martial arts movie. It sort of apes like Seven Samurai. But what I like about it is it feels like a progenitor to, if you remember, we talked about that movie 13 Assassins.
Yes.
It feels like an early version of that, where it's like 5 guys and they have to kill this one dude who has like a whole army with him. And so they like lure him to this like fishing village and turn it into like a village of death.
Gotcha.
But it's fun in the way that like 70s kung fu movies are, where there's like every dude has like a thing, right? There's like a knife guy, like he's just got like all kinds of knives. And my favorite one is there's a shield guy, and he's just got 2 big shields.
Let's go.
And he's just bashing dudes with them.
That's incredible.
I'm really excited to watch it at some point. Yes, it's a good time. The unfortunate thing about it is if you watch the version on Tubi, it is dubbed, and you cannot watch. I cannot find. I think it's available on a Blu-ray somewhere. The like subtitled version, but and the dubbing is atrocious. It's really bad dubbing. It's that dubbing where somebody goes like, "I'm gonna get you, asshole."
Yeah. God damn it.
Anyway. Yes.
Well,
Beach of the War Gods. Check it out.
What else is that? It's on Plex.
Yeah, it's a Plex.
Whatever.
Plex is not a mark of quality. Because if you remember, when we did our Mexican American movie commentary, that was on Plex.
Yeah.
Because it got taken off of YouTube. Sorry. Anyway, yes. Thank you so much for listening.
Yep.
If you like this episode, what should they do?
They should rate it.
Yes.
Give us 5 stars.
Yes.
Depending on what you're listening on.
Yes.
Comment, like, subscribe.
Subscribe.
Engage the algorithm. Appease the algorithm. You can find us on Instagram still. Okay. And then, are we now back on TikTok?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I post on there. I don't interact with it, but I do post on it. Yeah.
So, TikTok, upload a bunch of crap.
Yep.
YouTube Shorts, as I mentioned earlier, we do have YouTube. I did, what was the one that I laughed super hard at? Fuck, I can't remember.
I've been having a good time with them.
Yeah, they're very funny.
It's fun to go back like into the archives. Go back into old episodes and try to find clips. Because I'm finding a lot of moments where I'm like, I forgot we made that joke. And it's like a really, whatever fun thing to cut together. But anyway, yeah.
So yeah, go check all that out. You can recommend things.
Yes.
If you work with me, you just walk up to me and just tell me. I have a notes app that has all the recommendations. If you don't know me or Santi, there's a Google form that you can fill out. Give us suggestions. This episode was a suggested film.
Yes, it was.
And the last one was too.
Yes, it was. Yep.
So we actually do watch movies that you people suggest.
We do.
As long as they're action movies.
Yes. Not that one that guy recommended. It was not an action movie.
Yeah. And we also have an email.
Yep. VivaLaAction@gmail.com.
Yep. And it's Viva La Action pretty much everywhere.
Pretty much everywhere.
Yeah, just talk with us.
Yeah. Send us an email, send us a Google form thing.
If you send us an email, I might just respond.
Yeah, Grayson.
Like if you just email it, I have notifications on my phone.
Oh, me too.
If I see it, I'll be like, okay, and I'll just I'll email you back. I don't care.
Yeah, we don't care. Yes, Ko-fi, ko-fi.com/Viva La Action if you want to send us some money.
You're not obligated.
Not obligated. Don't have to, but if you want to, and you'll find me inside your fireplace, and you'll find I turned my mic off. You'll find Grayson
playing Pac-Man under the water.
Under the water, wow. Yes. Thanks for listening. Yep. We'll talk to you next time.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.